And we are live. Another broadcast on the Roofing on the Rise studio. We are sponsored by Roofing Supply Incorporated here in the Houston marketplace. We are also sponsored by West Group Public Adjusting. West Group Public Adjusting is a awesome appraisal, public adjuster, and all around awesome non-litigation services too. So you look at just about anything whereas it comes to a claim, West Group Public Adjusting has got you covered. We are also sponsored by RepCard. That's one sponsor that I'm just now sponsoring or bringing onto sponsorship. RepCard has been going at it with me for quite some time. They have been supporting the Roof Dawn for about 3.5 years now. And I've been just preaching their name. I use RepCard on everything. If you click on my stories, if you click on my reels, there's generally a call to action with the RepCard. If you get on the podcast, you get the RepCard sent to you as well. So again, RepCard, West Group Public Adjusting, and Roofing Supply Incorporated sponsors here in the Houston marketplace and all over the nation. Today, we have an amazing sponsor, or excuse me, we have an amazing guest. I got tongue-tied. I'm super excited. We got Francisco with Roofers Going Digital. Francisco, what's up, brother?
Hey, I'm super excited, Marquis, to be in your show, man, in this season 2, man. Be the first one in season 2.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to announce that. This is the first episode of season 2. So if you're watching and you have been following along for a very long time, you will notice something very, very different. We have an amazing, awesome layout here, background layout and design done by Mohammed Mosen, and also in conjunction with Kuwaish and Amit, my designers on the Roofing Supply Incorporated back office side. Thank you so much, guys, for helping me put together this awesome layout. So yeah, season 2, it's going to be different. We're formatting this a little bit different. We're going to be changing some things up, and for a good reason, right? Everything is supposed to go in a positive way. We have to move forward in a positive manner. So we always got to change, always got to evolve. So this episode is going to be the American. Francisco, let's talk about the American dream and what the American dream means to you.
Man, the American dream means everything to me. Why? Because I did it, man. I did it and how? Because, dude, I just moved from Mexico 4 years ago, man. And now, dude, I'm in your podcast, man. I own a company, man. I wasn't speaking English, man. I was selling commercial roof. I sell some huge projects, man, 500,000 square feet commercial roof projects, man. And my everything is just growing, man. And dude, that's what I call the American dream, man.
That is awesome, dude. So let's get some backstory. So 4 years ago, what were you doing? So you said you lived in Mexico. You came from Mexico to America. What were you doing before Roofers Going Digital, RGD?
So look, I'm gonna go a little bit before that. I'm from Chiapas, man. Where is Chiapas at? Chiapas is beside Guatemala, man. It's the poorest state in Mexico, man. If you want to know a little bit more, that's where that's the border where when Trump was was a president, he was having some problems with the south border. That's Chiapas, man. So okay, I'm from there, but my parents sent me out to study in Mexico City. I live in a lot of places inside of Mexico and in the United States before moving here, but I graduated for a really good school in Mexico City, and I was able to start working in really big companies in Mexico City, man. I got really good connections that when I was 24 years old, I was a imagine this, man. I was a sales consultant in Nissan corporation.
Oh.
I was consulting all the I had a region of the country, and I was consulting the dealers owners, man, with 24 years old. Ask me what I knew about
Oh.
consulting. I didn't know anything, man. I did all mistakes that an executive can make. I did them with them and inside the corporation, man. But after doing all those mistakes, I start seeing that I start shutting my mouth and start listening, man, and learning from all those people, man. So I was in Nissan for 4 years being a sales consultant. After that, I moved to BMW Bank. It's so
Hmm.
I was in BMW doing the same,
Okay.
working with the owners, being a consultant, but now with the money, with the loans that the bank was lending to the BMW clients and dealership. And after that,
Yeah.
when I was working there, I had my girlfriend at that time. She was living in Austin, man. We had a relationship, and there was time like, hey, let's formalize this and let's like come here. So I quit my job in BMW, and
Mm.
we got married, and I decided to move. But here is the funny story, man. So she told me like, hey, okay, I had someone that can help you to get a job here. You are gonna live with me. I can help you if everything happens. So I was like, okay, I see it in the internet. A lot of people move from Mexico to United States. I got a
Yeah.
job. So it would be great, man. I thought I was going to another corporate world, receiving my monthly checks, man. But I quit BMW. I moved, and what was the surprise, man? My job, like I came with savings that they were like, I thought like in pesos was like a lot of money, man. I
Yeah.
changed it to dollars, man, and they were like $30,000, and I was like, okay, it's something. But I start running out of money. I start in that job that I'm telling you. The surprise was that it was selling selling roof coatings in commercial roofing and being as an independent. So I wasn't hired, I
Ah,
wasn't anything, man. So I was like, dude, like nobody told me that I was gonna be an independent sales rep, and I wasn't. I thought I was getting in another corporate company, man.
that's hilarious.
And then like time start passing, man. I start running out of money. I was door knocking, man, for commercial. Like I was getting hungry, man, and I was like, dude, what is happening here? So I went out. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start door knocking for commercial roofing, man, trying to sell these coatings. And it was like, hey, the owners of the buildings they are not here, man. We rent this property, so door to door didn't work for me. Then cold calling, man. I start cold calling, selling these coatings to building owners or roofers. They were not understanding me, man. Then
Yeah.
someone else told me like, hey, like go on Google, look for commercial roofs, and then all commercial roof, call the owner, and then like that's it. You can sell. I try it again, didn't work, man. I try everything until somebody told me, man, go on LinkedIn and you can find commercial roofers and building owners there. And I was like, LinkedIn? I have LinkedIn, so I decided to went there. I
Yeah.
started studying the platform, man, and I find
Okay.
out that it was creating content was the secret, man. So I started creating content 4 years ago, man. My first content, if you go back and back 4 years ago, man, dude, it was crap, man. But I was having a lot of traction, and then I start creating videos, and then there was people that were like, "Hey, how is that guy that doesn't speak any English? He's creating videos like on LinkedIn for business executives." And I start getting more traction, man, because people was seeing me and like, dude, I speak English and I'm not creating videos. So then I start selling commercial roof coatings.
Um,
And then the owner of the company, they start seeing me like, dude, how is that guy selling commercial roof if he didn't speak any English, man? And then my other colleagues, because he was independent and we were not hired on anything, they were
right.
like, old people, like old people that they didn't want to know any. They wanted to be independent. So all my colleagues were like all wolf, man, like really experienced people, and me with 30 years old, man, selling commercial. Then, okay, I start selling commercial, man, getting bigger and bigger roofs. Actually, I like some of the content that I am uploading in the commercial, for like that
Yeah.
you see me in commercial roofing. Those projects are all the ones that I sold. Coronavirus
Yeah.
start, man. Everything closes. And
Yeah.
it was the end of the world for everyone. I decided to take a training from one guy from Mexico, from
Except
social media and
for
everything.
me.
Yeah, I took that training.
I think roofers, like, I think roofers loved it.
Yes, man. Yes. So I took that training. 1 week after the market and everything was closed, I got the idea. I can sell this strategy or this system that I'm doing on LinkedIn. I can sell it to someone else. So I decided to open Roofers Going Digital, man. I didn't have my papers, man. I didn't have like I was by myself, man, because all that, like, okay, move here and get you, like, you are gonna get married and you are safe, dude. That takes time, man. That take me 2-3 years to get everything in place. Even I was married. So, man, I was doing everything like, okay, let's see what happened. So I opened Roofers Going Digital, man. I sold it to the owner of the company. He knew what I was capable of to a manufacturer. He hired me,
Yeah.
and then I, like, the first 2 years it was really hard because I was doing both of the projects, like selling commercial and Roofers Going Digital.
Ah,
But after I start getting more traction in roofers, man, and I start growing and growing, I got another client in roofers that right now is one of my best clients that is growing like crazy, and he's like super happy and getting more clients and more clients until now that I only focus on Roofers Going Digital, that it's a digital marketing agency specialized in commercial roofing. Or specialization is on LinkedIn, man. Yes, I create content everywhere because I was discovering, man. First, I was like, the first system that I had on Roofers Going Digital is LinkedIn content creation and Sales Navigator. That it's an amazing tool. Like, inside on LinkedIn, there is more
yeah.
tools that you can start implementing. But then
Yes.
I found out that it wasn't only LinkedIn. You need to go on Facebook, you need to go on Instagram. So we expand to the other platforms. Then everything organic, man. Then I found out that you need a good website to have more traction. So we start doing website. Then I found out that you need to do like a good branding. Like, it needs to look beautiful, like your podcast. So okay, you need a good brand. Then, okay, we have brand, website, organic, we have everything. No, you need ads. Oh, okay, then we start doing ads and learning about ads. And every time we start implementing and adding tactics to the digital marketing strategies that we were doing until now, that we have a full system that depends where your company is. It's where we start in your system. Like, the stage of because we have some really big companies, for example, that manufacturers that they are making over 40 millions. I have contractors that they are making over 50 millions, the associations. So they are pretty big companies, but even they are pretty big, they have some opportunities even with the branding or websites, or some of them they even start already in social media or Google. So depend where you are with the consulting that we do before, is wherever we start, man.
Sorry.
No
The
worries, man.
the stream card started going kind of a little bluey there. I
No
had to
worries.
check my phones, make sure they were off of the Wi-Fi. I don't know exactly what's going with Wi-Fi, so I apologize for that. Um, so tell me a little bit more about the strategy that you feel is so like LinkedIn, for instance. A lot of people aren't like really heavily on LinkedIn,
Mm-hmm.
and this is a fact, especially in the roofing industry.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and and what do you think is a good strategy for a roofing contractor Not all your golden nuggets, right? Like, but some start doing on their own on a day-to-day basis, um, that can help them. What can
Mhm.
help them on LinkedIn?
Okay, first, man, the first thing that I recommend is create a communication strategy, man. Like before, like start creating all the content, like learn about some communication. I know there is a lot of memes on social media, like, hey, don't study communication, you're not gonna make money. But social media, it's about platforms and communication strategies, man. And with the communication strategies, it comes who is your target audience, what are their pain points, how are you going to solve them, and how are you going to create that content to solve those problems, man. I didn't do that, man. I started creating content like how I thought it was the best idea. It helped me a lot because I got the other element that is super important, that is learn the consistency, man. Like
Yeah.
before, like you can create the best content, like you can have the best cameras, the best microphone, but if you don't have the consistency, nothing is gonna work. So knowing your target audience, uh, their pain points, how to solve them, and how to create content on solving those problems and being consistent, it is the way how a roofer can start with this, with all this, with social media. It's a little bit like that's the foundations of all the social media platforms, is that, man.
Yes. That's awesome.
because
That's a
because
golden nugget right there, actually. That is
why
that is a big golden nugget. So if you're watching, like that is you gotta go back after all this is over and watch that. I'm definitely gonna be cutting and clipping that into a reel.
Why, Marquis? Because what's the main opportunity that I'm seeing in the roofing industry? It's like you ask a roofer, and you, Marquis, you talk, you're like, thousands of roofers. When you ask him, like, hey, okay, who is your target audience? Oh, I go
Yeah.
for everyone. We do everything.
Right.
No, man, no, that's not a strategy. You cannot do that. And more right now. So the markets are growing. If we talk a little bit about economies, the markets are growing, and the economy and the markets are growing. How you penetrate a market is gonna be key as a roofing contractor,
Yeah.
because you have the experts, like the big guys are the one who do everything. How are you gonna beat those big guys? With being the specialist, doing one thing really well, and in that way you can beat the big guys. It's like my
Yeah.
agency right now. All the big guys in the roofing, in the marketing world, they do everything for everyone. When I come with Roofers Going Digital, and I tell them, like, guys, I only do roofers. Don't ask me about restaurants. Don't ask me about gyms and gyms. Don't ask me about
Right.
anything. Ask me about roofing. So if a
Right.
roofing contractor does that, like if they come and they say, like, I'm the TPO pro, I'm the master of TPO, or I'm the master in commercial roof restoration, dude, you are gonna beat the big guys all day long, because you are property managers and homeowners. They are looking for the best guy and the expert.
I feel like someone's watching this right now and they're like, the TPO pro. Hashtag that's me now. That's good. Like you've got to have a brand like that someone sees constantly. The consistency is so important. So if you're
Yes.
constantly the TPO pro instead of I'm the GC pro,
Mhm.
you're going to throw yourself out there into a niche market that's a lot more tailored to you, right?
Yes.
Whereas the GC, he's tailored to GC.
Mhm.
You make yourself special with one good thing, or I always say that you got to focus in and be laser focused on 1 to 2 good things that you're awesome at, right? Whereas
Yes.
everything else needs to fall off, and get not necessarily fall off. When I say fall off, I mean like delegate, right? Because those tasks are still going to be there. They still have to
Yes.
be done. right?
Yes.
They just need to be delegated out because maybe you're not that great at it, and it's okay. It's
Mm-hmm.
okay to not be okay at a certain thing
Mm-hmm.
and let
Mm-hmm.
someone else handle that. Man, that is an amazing golden nugget to jump in on. So tell me a little bit about your mindset when you went from um, when you went from doing commercial projects to full time roofers going digital. What were some of the things that were going through your mind? Was there ever a doubt, like, man, am I going to make it? Is this going to work? What was the tipping point for you? That's what I'm looking for.
So it is funny, it is funny because even when I was in Mexico, man, I was already thinking on that. Like, okay, I had my visions since I was there, and my first vision was to work in a small company, because working for big corporation, you are a really big a small part. But if you work for a small company, you can do a lot more things, and the paychecks are bigger because you are doing more things, and the owner sees you, and there is more opportunities. But
Yeah.
after that, I was like, okay, let's go to the next level and create the company. And I create Roofers Going Digital because of one thing. I have one of the things that I always recommend, that really be careful for the young to all the young fellas, is don't watch too much Instagram, because Instagram is become a business owner, have my Lamborghini, uh, uh, financial freedom, time freedom. Dude, that's all bullshit, man. Since I opened my company, I don't have financial freedom. I don't have time freedom. I work Saturdays and Sundays. I am stressful all the time. But because why? Because I'm growing. But I did this because I didn't have any other option, man. Like
Yeah.
my mind was trained, but I couldn't go to another company, another big company, because I didn't have my social security, man. So how can I open? I'm gonna go to another company if I don't have a social. So what I did is, like, I didn't have any other option, man, and I had to train my mind that I was gonna do this. My mind I trained my mind to, like, this is a thing that everybody says it, but my mind was trained to to suffer, man. In
Yeah.
Mexico, I used to play American football. I don't know if you play American football, man, not soccer.
Okay.
There is a big
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Big difference.
a big culture. There is a big culture in American football. So we
Yeah.
were training at 4 a.m. Then I had like really hard experience doing that. I was an exchange student, so I was doing wrestling.
Oh
When I
wow.
was 15 years old, I used to live with a family in California. From Mexico, my parents sent me to live in California. That strengthened my mindset. And the only thing what I did is work on my strengths. A lot of people, they used to say, like, no, work on your weaknesses so you become stronger. And I don't share that. I share is work on your strengths so you go farther, man. So that's what I did. So my
Yeah.
mind was already trained, and I started working on my strengths. And what were for example, right now, uh, I was doing a lot for the Latino. I am doing a lot for the Latino community, but the situation is that my target audience for my company is our commercial roofers. So right now I'm in the situation that where am I focusing my efforts, because my time it's really it's like really short. So right now, for example, I need to work on my commercial roofing tactics, because those are my strengths. But I had to analyze myself. What am I good at it? Like, you need to go a little bit, you need to go deep in yourself and do probably a SWOT analysis. What are your goals? But you are the only one, who everyone who is listening, you are the only one who can know all your strengths and where you're going to focus all your personal mission, your vision. But it's only on your heart, guys. And to be there, you need a lot of time by yourself. You need to understand yourself, understand the
Mhm.
market. That's super important. Understand the market, understand the client, and understand yourself. What are you good at it, so you can focus on that? Don't focus on your weaknesses yet.
Mm. Sheesh.
Sheesh.
That's good, dude. So, man, I see you everywhere, right? And that's something with digital content creators. Um, I hear that a lot as well, right? Like, dude, I see you everywhere. Like
Mhm,
you're everywhere.
mhm, mhm,
But content is an amazing thing, right?
yes.
And content can do amazing things for both the creators and the viewers.
Yes.
One thing that I've been seeing quite a bit of is your reels in conferences or trade show floors, right?
Mhm,
Speaking to individual contractors, it looks like when you're on that trade show floor, you're really going after that target audience,
mhm.
and trying to help, impact them in a positive manner. And I like to see that. Um, another thing that
Thank you, man.
absolutely another thing I want to put out is that you're talking about consistency, and that's something that you do yourself, right? So that's something that you practice yourself. Tell me a little bit about putting that into play, because I know that there's a time in which that you have to pull that phone out and or the microphone and start talking and start recording, and it's kind of an awkward thing sometimes, and for a lot of people it could be awkward looking at yourself. And I know that's something that I put out in a reel from Adam Bensman.
Uh-huh.
It was something that he said was like, do you think it was easy whenever I started? Like, when you're talking to a crowd, it's easier to have that feedback. Whereas, you know, something like this or something like, short form video, when you're doing it yourself, you lose all that feedback. So tell me about when you started doing short form and long form video, and what was like the biggest hurdle for you?
Okay. So first is was being like don't be scared, don't be afraid of what people is gonna think about you, and accept criticism. I have received a lot of criticism, man. Imagine like a one guy that just moved from Mexico and started selling commercial roofing on LinkedIn with all the professionals there. I receive a lot of criticisms. I accept them, and I got better. And I think that helped me a lot to get better. But I didn't lose the courage to keep going, man. Now, and that consistency, and right now there is a controversy about organic or going viral, man. I'm gonna tell you the truth, man, and
Mm.
we have talked about this, and I think this is gonna get good,
Ooh, let's
dude. Dude, I haven't get a viral video in these 4 years, man.
yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you the truth, man, and I don't care if people says that going viral
But are
is
you
the
making
thing.
money?
Damn, what
All
do you
right,
think?
let's
Exactly,
go. Let's
yeah,
talk about that. You
man.
haven't gone viral, but are you making money?
Damn, dude, I got more than probably I don't have 100,000, but probably between my personal brand and my business brands, we have more than 30,000 followers. With my personal, we have more than 20 between all the platforms. I have 11,000 on LinkedIn. I have 5,000 on Facebook, 3,000 on Twitter. I
Yeah,
have another few on the other platforms, but that people that follows me is people that have been following me since I starts. They were the people
exactly.
who saw me struggling. Actually,
Yeah,
there was some TikTok that they were showing people that went viral compared to people that have been with their audiences, that people that
yes,
went viral between the ones who went organic,
yeah,
and the ones who went viral, they didn't have any audiences in when they were speaking, and the ones organic, they were full, because organic people see the struggle, man, and you
yes,
are always there. So I'm not saying that one is the correct one or the other
exactly.
is wrong, but man, like, be open and with the organic
Because
content.
things happen. People go viral. People go viral over, um, and this is something that I like. We got to talk about
Yes.
when you're making videos. What is your video going viral about? What is that video focused on,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
Are you doing something funny? Are some gay? Is it a dog or what have you, right? Those videos usually go a lot viral a lot more than say your job site. But
Mhm.
that person that's videoing that job site over and over and over and over and over and over again and finally gains that traction and hits that viral mark, that's when they start making money fucking ridiculously, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
But I feel and I know myself, I haven't gone viral on any of the videos that I've done either. I'm getting thousands and thousands of views each organically, not not boosting posts. These are not ads. We're talking 24-hour period of time, 2.5 thousand views organically. And when you look at the analytics, you're seeing that you're getting a lot. Like for me right now, I have more people viewing my content that are not my friends and that are not in my immediate target audience because of what I'm trying to do with my content, which is getting broader, right? So if you notice how I tag my captions and my hashtags are getting broader. I'm trying to get a more broader of an audience because what I'm looking to service is more of a broader audience and the builders and the GCs and the roofers, right? I'm trying to hit all these people because ultimately we need licensing across the board. So that's something that we could talk about here in the very soon, right? Um, because you're in every board meeting that I pretty much sit on.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, so when we could talk about that here in just a second too,
Oh yeah, for sure.
because about being viral, going viral, making your content go everywhere, right? And when you do this in an organic way, I feel that it has more of an impact. So case in point, people that watch this broadcast right now, I get asked the question, how many viewers, what's your viewership total? And I'm like, I may have, like right now, we've got 4 people that are in the live right now, right? But I guarantee you that by the time this is done, in less than about 2 hours, I'm going to get conversations from people that supposedly didn't watch the live.
Mhm.
Somebody
Mhm.
spoke to them about it. They went and clicked it and watched it for 2 minutes and got out, right?
Yes.
And then my
Yes.
short form video from this will be releasing here in the next few days.
Mhm.
And that short form video,
Mhm.
somebody's going to click on that and they're going to contact me and they're going to say, hey, what's going on with XYZ?
Mhm.
And this happens on a weekly basis, almost a daily basis for me, right? Talk to me about how you, because we're talking about strategy, we're talking about organic. This is what we're talking about here is organic strategy. Okay.
Mhm.
Talk to me a little bit more about organic strategy and what you think is the growing trend for businesses.
Yes. So one thing that we need to understand, all the community need to understand is that this is a long-term game. This is not like I get a viral video, I become famous, and that's it. This is a long-term game, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, even 20 years. If you like Grant Cardone, all the big guys, Gary Vee, how long have they
Yeah.
been creating content? More than 15 years since Instagram and everything starts. And they got big
Yeah.
because they have been posting constantly. And they share everything that we are saying right now. This is a long-term game, guys. So that's the first one. And then the other situation that I'm seeing with organic versus that is like a good tactic is that we are in a niche. We are in a niche, guy. This content is not for everybody,
Yeah.
guys. And if you are going, for example, if you are, we are not even in the, we are in the construct. So is the full the United States. There is the construction industry. There is the GCs that they do everything, and then we have the niche of roofing. And then in roofing, you have your micro niches.
Yeah.
Guys, the micro niches, what are they? Commercial roofing, the Latino community, the restoration industry, the retail industry. So we go even more deep.
Yes.
And going viral in those, like having, imagine if you are in that micro niche and you are having 30,000 views in 1 month in that micro niche. Do you think that is not going to have impact? Because
Of course it is.
you are being more specific. The
I feel
pro,
that's viral in a micro niche. Okay. And that's my opinion. But write this down. It's going to be somewhere soon. The 30, 40, 50,000 views in a micro niche is what catapults these contractors and these business owners. If you think that, I don't know if you've seen, and if you're watching, answer this question yourself. If you've seen the guy that takes the camera and he runs up and he does these, he does that for Johnny Dang now. Okay. And I mean, every time, like, because Johnny Dang's here in Houston, and in the 610 area, kind of Galleria-ish area. I got, actually, shout out to Johnny Dang, got a little money bag.
nice.
But anyhow, he uses that short form video, and I'm telling you, the short form video that Johnny and Mike Mills has employed for their business, or their businesses rather, dude, every time I drive around that place, it is absolutely packed. Every time I see a video, it's packed in there. They are absolutely blowing the socks off of marketing in their micro niche. You can't get any more micro than Johnny Dang and Mike Mills with shoes, right? That is extremely, extremely micro niche. They're making grills, okay? You don't have many people making grills, okay? So whereas it comes to the roofing industry, how does that translate, right? So you need to pick up the phone and start videoing, right? And if you can't do it, then you need to delegate that task, right? And so that's something that we could kind of lead into the next thing. Like, I see you everywhere. You're in some prominent rooms, and you're helping some very prominent organizations. Namely one of those, Harka. I see you in the Harka, I see you in the RCAT. And one thing that I noticed is that you have a heart, unlike anyone that I've seen in the marketing industry, especially in roofing marketing, right? We had to talk about some things. I'm not going to exactly talk about exactly what we had to talk about, right? But we had to get to an understanding with some things. And your heart is so big. It's like no one understood what was going on. And you're just like, I love you guys, and I just want to help. And I just, I know this is what's going on. And so I wanted to do the best that we could do. And that's what we're doing right now.
Yes.
And you show that everywhere I see you. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about making content from the heart. What do you think is the best way to go about making content? And I know we kind of touched about it already, being authentic and stuff like that. But is there anything else, talking about the heart, is there anything else that you could talk about there?
Yes. So a really good, like, once you have everything that we just said, it's like, okay, where are you going to find that target audience? For Harka, where is your target audience? If you are in commercial roofing, where are they? So it's like, so you can connect everything that we said in the beginning with the platform.
Yeah.
You connect your heart, their problems, your target audience with the platform now. Because if you have seen everything that we haven't touched anything about social media or like some of the tactics or like algorithms. But once we connect everything what we just said
Yeah.
with one platform, guys, don't get like confused that, dude, I'm never gonna be able to post in all the platform like Marquis or Francisco, like they are everywhere. Dude, don't or like some guys that they have like really good quality content, like
Yes.
great video cameras. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. Don't worry
Go
about it.
like start creating content and learn about one platform, guys.
Yes.
Become the best on that platform so you can connect everything that we said with that platform, and that's when you start learning the algorithm. Guys, the algorithm that everybody talks about, that's the last things that you want to do before you got all your foundations and your love and all the content. So every you can combine everything. If you can see, we have different pillars right now in the social media because Mark is something that is happening, man, with content. It's like everybody thinks that they are experts in social media and content. Everybody's creating content. Dude, my mom, she's creating content, man.
Really?
Like her
That's
type of
awesome.
content, her type of content, I for like
Right.
she's resharing and everything. Dude, I see all people, like everybody's a content creator. But do you have your pillars in place? That's why when we
Right.
talk with big, like when you are in a meeting with all the C-suite position, with the CEO, with the financial CFO, uh, all those positions, everyone wants to give opinions about social media, man. But that's not right, man. You should leave that to the experts,
Yeah.
because that's not like, it's not everyone. Yeah, everybody thinks that they are expert, but you need to leave this to the experts, and don't, and to the CFO,
I
to the
love it.
to the CFO. Nobody says anything to the CFO because he's
Right.
the expert. Nobody
Yeah.
tells anything to the CEO. What do they need to tell everything to the CMO, to the direct
Yeah.
marketing director? No, man. This is a lot of things that you need to have in your background, and you need to understand your people, and put your heart, like you said. So it's a lot of
Yes.
things that you need to have in place. And all the people, if you are not in the marketing, in a marketing position, you need to understand that if you have someone there, it's because he gained that position. He's not there just because he's there. It's because he knows what they are doing and they understand. And this is what it connects all these pillars that we tell you. But we need to like that, and that is happening in all the companies, man. All the
Yeah.
companies are there. Everyone wants to give opinion. Do this. No, man. Keep it with the basics.
Yes.
Organic every day. Be consistent. Be proactive. For example, with the case, one example is with the storm. We have
Yeah.
talked about all the storms. Dude, there are storms right now in all these months, man. We have storms every week,
Yeah.
everywhere. Okay, we cannot be posting like every storm. Okay, then let's be proactive. Let's
Yep.
let's create a campaign only for storms in the storm season, because this is not gonna stop. So, but all these tactics, only one person knows it, and it
Mm.
is a marketing expert. So
Yeah.
leave the expertise to the expert, as everyone respect your other positions in your company.
Ooh, stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane. Yeah, and don't like, why don't I have reach, guys? This is not a 1 week. This is a long-term
Yep.
game. And we come back to that part with the organic. It's like people watch too much LinkedIn and like, yeah, I went viral and go viral and I became rich in 1 year. It's like, no,
Right.
man. And or they think the other thing is like, they think like, you start creating content organic. It's like, hey, why are you not monetizing? Because we are monetizing in a different way.
Yeah.
What other way? With website visitors, or website visitors increase, we are selling this amount, but they are
Or maybe you
we
haven't gotten monetized yet, because it takes a lot to get monetized on these platforms. And I just now got monetized on Facebook, and it's very, very
okay.
selective, right?
Mhm.
So my live streams, my videos, my past videos, as long as it doesn't have copyright infringement, because I had a couple of those, which
Okay.
you don't understand as a content creator. Once you get to a certain spot and you have made a video that has breached copyright, they are looking at that. They're gonna kick that off of your profile. Like, you may not know, but like I've made 4 or 5 videos with background music. Like, people don't see that, walking into a bar or whatever, and your video and you're talking and there's background music. Dude, I've gotten nasty grams from Sony. I've gotten some cease and desists. You have to learn how to like deal with that. Big shout out to TJ McCormick. TJ, I know you're not feeling good. I'm praying for you. And TJ's at the forefront of the viral sphere of roofing, right? And his way of doing things completely different.
Yes.
But a big shout out to TJ, because he helped me navigate through a lot of those nasty grams from Sony and some other people when I first started going heavy into video and post-production editing. He really helped me navigate that, understand like the platforms, and when you're posting audio and things like that, there's a lot that goes into it. And
yes,
my wife, big shout out to my wife. I know she's watching. She watches every broadcast. Sarah, well, Mitchell now, because we've been married for like 3 years. But anyway, Sarah Mitchell, if you click on her, she actually had a photo go viral on Google, some photos of our wedding cake, right? And it happened in the last, so we've had it up for like 2 years or 3 years or something like that. I'm going to get in trouble now. 2 years. And in the last year, it went viral. So it's like in the last couple of months, it went crazy, right? Now, she's learning that as you go to Facebook and as you're growing, Facebook pushes you to go professional. And once you go professional, the videos that you've done that break copyright, we're talking about this, those are done. Like, you have to remove those videos or it breaks community standard. And if you break community standard, they will kick you off the platform. Period. So, and that's something TJ and I dealt with about a month ago. We both breached community standard in some way or form or fashion. I posted someone posted a cricket in their house. And I was like, oh no, I'd have to, and I'm for fear of getting canceled, I'm not going to say exactly what I said, but I'd have to get rid of that. Get a new house, basically, right? And that broke community standard. So the increased, and that leads into what we're about to start talking about, algorithm and increased visibility. And when you start getting into increased visibility, when people start seeing your content more, and you're getting to a certain spot, you're going to go through that. You're going to have that. You're going to have to start creating things in a different way. The audios have to be changed up. You have to get creative with it, right? So let's talk about increased visibility on Facebook and Instagram. And let's talk about the algorithm, because that works in conjunction. Those two work hand in hand. Increased visibility is more of like is the algorithm's modus operandi, almost like that is like what you're going after. Not modus operandi. It's more of the serenity that you get with the algorithm that you're working with. So it's kind of it's so like an onion. It's absolutely in. Gentlemen, boom, boom, we're back. The algorithm, when you're talking posting at certain times, when you're talking increased visibility, what is your take on both increased visibility and what you should be doing with the quote unquote algorithm?
Yes. So the first one of the most important, and you were saying about the music, is be creative.
Yes.
Guys, the best guys that I know out there, like TJ, he's creative, man. His videos that he's making, he is creating it by, like, he takes a lot of time to be creative, guys.
Yes.
But it pays because you can go viral.
Yes.
And some things that I do for the algorithm. So I focus a lot on the copy. You need to have a strong header, guys. And that's one of the opportunities that I'm seeing that a lot of people, even the experts, they don't do. And a strong header, man. Think about the magazines that you see every time you go to every time you see the magazine in the
Mhm.
supermarket. The
Yes.
magazines, all of them are made with strong headers. Those
Yes.
strong headers are the ones that you need to have in your copy. Needs to be by
Or your
itself,
thumbnail.
or your thumbnail, exactly, and
Right.
needs to be by itself.
Yeah.
Why? Because there is one section that is says see more. The platform is looking for you to click that button, see more, to open it.
See, that's what mine's click now or swipe up.
Yeah,
You can use
each
whatever. Click that.
each yeah, each platform has a different bottom on the copy. So make
Yep.
sure you have a strong header. Then if you see that people put a lot of spaces, make it easy to read. Because if
Yes.
you put everything together, dude, nobody's gonna read that. And I'm talking right now a lot of only on the copy, man, because we can be talking about algorithm all day long. Then, if you include somebody, like for example, once you post this, what Marcus does is he tags me,
Yeah.
include tags, include places, include hashtags. So your copy needs to be super optimized. I focus a lot on that. I have a lot of copywriters that create the copies and the information so it complement the post.
Mm.
Now, so those are strong header, include spaces, tag people, tag the place where you at, and the hashtags that we already talked about.
Yes.
Now, if the platform, one of the easiest ways to know, like, okay, what are the algorithm, guys? Tell me more. Is the platform is telling you include an alt text, include it. If the platform is telling you include a thumbnail, include it. If the
Yes.
platform is telling you no, include a picture, do everything what the platform is
Yes.
telling you. Hey, why my post didn't have any traction? Dude, you didn't put any effort, man. It's not posting just for posting, man. Like you need to, because that's an opportunity
Yes.
that a lot of companies, a lot of community managers or marketing agencies, like they post it and they forget it. It's not like that, guys. Like
No.
you need to know, and the thing is, like each platform has different things that they are asking you. And the only way you learn the algorithm is studying the platform. Everything that you know about Facebook, man, is because you have been studying the platform hours. I
Yeah.
bet
Let's
you do
let's
that.
let's get a little deeper, right? So um some people are just like, okay, they're talking and I just do not understand what they are talking about. The algorithm is how a platform sorts and or places your content, okay? And people get really bogged down and confused. And they like they're typing like because I did it,
Mhm,
Facebook algorithm,
mhm,
and like really to understand a algorithm from a platform, you have to study and you have to this is not study the stuff that you can find online. I'm talking about what the platform itself gives you as a guide. And there are guides in Meta. If you don't know where they're at, hit me up. I will show you where they're at. You can literally go and watch videos and learn from books that they've basically they're books, they're modules and episodes that they've produced for you to understand what the metaverse is really about and what it's looking for, what it's asking for, and how you will move your strategy in a different way, how to actually do what it's doing right now, right? Because the algorithm changes constantly, and each platform changes constantly to be more adaptive and to be better, right? Because it's always about being the top platform out there. So, algorithm. If you are just jumping into content, here's what I'll tell you to start understanding this algorithm. I'm going to talk on Facebook.
mhm.
on your profile for your business, when you schedule a post, the first time that it pulls up for you to post that, post it then. Do not edit that time frame. If it says 9 a.m., when you pull it up, do not change it to 6. Leave it at 9, that first post. And then the next time you go to schedule a post and it's like 11 a.m. the next day, schedule it for 11 a.m. the next day. Why? Because the algorithm knows what times are the best times to throw content out on the platform, down to the second. Okay. So this is a strategy that I started implementing. And then you also, like what Francisco, you were talking about, studying your audience, knowing your target audience. It's so important knowing your audience. So what time do they wake up? What time are they going to work? And you have to study this by, and this may be weird to you, but you have to literally stop consuming Facebook and start studying Facebook. And instead of commenting on those posts in a way in which is, and don't take this the wrong way, but just a personal, right? Viewers, please don't take this the wrong way. You're not just like, Facebook is not just for personality. This Facebook, on both your personal Facebook and your business Facebook, is driven off of how much engagement that you do. So when you're engaging, you need to engage in a way in which that is studying and or engaging properly with that individual subject. Okay. So it's got to give value, but not in a way that is extremely off to the left or off to the right. Okay. Next, post consistently. Like Francisco and I've been talking about this entire stream, you have to post consistently. So if you're not posting consistently, you're not going to see the traction. You want to see traction, post that workout every single day around the same time. Post that question the same time or around the same time. Post that engaging post right around the same time. Every single day, every single week, like clockwork. And when you start doing that, you're going to understand that algorithm more.
And let me complement everything that you just said, Marquis. Another reason why you need to do what you just said is because the platforms, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, is a new TV, guys.
Yes.
You need to understand how does TV works. How does TV works? If you like your show that is at 9 p.m. every day, you are going to be at 9 p.m. waiting for your show. It's the same thing with here. If you like roofing on the rise, if you know that Marquis is posting it every Saturday, 9 a.m., what is the community going to do? What is your audience going to do? They are going to be 9 a.m. waiting for the show.
Yes.
So when, imagine you got mad do you remember when they used to change the hour of your show? It's like, dude, I hate it. I don't have time for that hour. Blah, blah, blah. But you only post that time when you understand your audience. For example, that's why the mornings is the best time to post for everybody, because everybody's going to the work. And what does everybody does when they got to work? Dude, look at your phone. Look at your phone. For example, one of the worst time to post is Fridays after 12 p.m. My team, they know they have why do you think, fam? Because nobody cares about anything. They just want to go home, see their family, and do the test. Do the test, fam.
Do it.
So that's the only way you learn.
That's what we're talking about here, right? Like, we're talking about understanding the algorithm and how to understand the algorithm. The only way to do it is to actually play with it. That's the study. That's the study part. Is you have to play with the times that you post. Um, and like you said, on Fridays, it's just not the time to post where people, like yesterday evening, go look at my Facebook. I didn't post anything yesterday evening. I posted about midday, I think it was, right? And generally those posts, early morning and midday, those posts on Friday are going to continue traction throughout the rest of the day if you post it at the right time and you're consistent, right? So something that I've been noticing quite a bit of is that I've had increased visibility for 31 days on three different what do they call it? Profiles. So my Facebook, the podcast, which I don't know how. Like I've really been slacking on the Facebook on the Roofing on the Rise Facebook page, which I'm going to be changing up very, very, very soon or the next week. And RSI, I'm on every day, right? So I know what's going on there, but I'm noticing more engagement on the RSI and on my page and the Roofing on the Rise because of the strategy in which that I employ for each page. Each page has to be different. You cannot do the same thing you do on your personal page on your business page. It's not going to work, right? You have to be authentic. You have to go about it in a way in which that is capturing your audience properly. Let's talk about that a little bit. Capturing your audience in a proper manner. Do you feel that roofers are doing it wrong?
Yes. Why is the main reason? And we go to the beginning right now. A lot of roofers in the community, in the roofing community and industry, they talk to other roofers, man.
Yeah.
They talk to other roofers. They go technical. Dude, you cannot go technical with a homeowner.
Yeah.
You need to go super clear and so they can understand. So that's one. The other thing is like be super basic with your content. That's why a lot of people that they don't know all the technical of roofing things that they are not they haven't been installers. That's why they are so good creating content because they understand their audience and what they want. And a lot of roofers they try to go technical, but that sometimes is hard because it doesn't connect.
So KISS, that's something that that a lot of people go by. And if you don't know this acronym, it's keep it simple, stupid. And we're not saying that you're stupid. If you learn this, you probably learned it in school. Elementary school was where I learned it, right? KISS, KISS, keep it simple, stupid. So when you're doing your content, keep it a little bit more on the simpler side, right? I mean, also you're documenting a journey, right? It's not more of a infomercial. And that's something I really have a hard time with doing. And I don't like, so content, I like to do both ways, right? So once in a blue moon, I want to put out something that's, hey, buy shingles from RSI. Hey, do business with us because we're helping you with your marketing. That's what I'm going after anyway. But like, that's something that you just know. With RSI being up there, you know that when you see my face, you can buy shingles from me here, right? So I don't have to say that over and over and over again. So let me say that again. I do not have to say that, hi, my name is, I work for, every time that I get on a video. You just don't have to say it. Please stop. Stop saying, this is the Roof Don here down in Houston, Texas. Like, nobody cares, right? Like, and they do. Don't take that the wrong way, right? Like, they do. They're watching the video, but they want to see the content. They want to see what you're going after. They don't want to necessarily see your intro and outro for 5 seconds. And if you study video right now, people are watching 3 to 6 seconds on video, and that's pretty much the gist of it. Your top people that are watching, you're looking at about 15 seconds to 30 seconds. I have maybe one in a very blue moon that watches over a minute long. And only on the podcast do I have someone that watches over 5 minutes long. And it's very, 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 very few and far between. Why do I say that? You need to shorten your videos. Your videos have got to get shorter. You cannot be up on the roof for 5 minutes talking about the roof unless it is a Facebook Live. If you're doing short form content, it's got to be 30 seconds, baby. It's got to be 30 seconds. And if it's longer than 30 seconds, just know it has got to be super engaging or they're not watching the whole thing. They're going to click on it. They're going to click on it. If you do what we've been talking about this whole stream, right? You got to have the right thumbnails, the right headers, the right audio. You got to have the right content, which means that your color has to look good. Your audio has to look good. And like captions, throw some captions in there every now and then. You don't have to, but throw a caption in. People like to kind of follow along with that. And you'll watch your content get more engagement. You'll watch your profiles gain more followers. And there's something that you'll start seeing. You'll start seeing followers by reels, followers by videos, followers that come onto your Facebook, not people that are friending you, but followers, because what they want to do is they want to make sure that they catch your content like a TV show at 9:00 in the morning on Saturdays. At 9:00 in the morning, they know, like 7:00 in the morning, you know you're going to get a workout post from me. And it's not going to be what you want to hear. It's going to be what you need to hear. In the morning, when you look at my Facebook, I'm not telling you sweet nothings. I'm telling you to get off your ass and get in the gym and get off your ass and go and get what you've been dreaming about.
Yes. Marcus, let me complement that.
Tell me about your journey. Tell me about your process. And I know we're going over, but it's hard when you're doing one like this. Like, I'm good with stopping whenever we stop. Tell me about your process. Like, what do you implement? How are you you got this 6-pack? I see you on paddle boards, bro.
Yes. So everything, let me go a little bit before what I just said is like the hook of your 5 seconds of your video.
Yes.
Why you don't have to say like, oh, I'm Francisco Serrano, I'm here on my podcast. It's because you have a profile. Your profile for the algorithm needs to be completely optimized. Don't make it harder for your target audience. Like, for example, your profile, if you don't have your website, if you don't have your bio, if you don't have your all the hashtag, the places, your services, dude, that's your resume. So it needs to be completely optimized, and that's part of the algorithm. Now, with the journey, you need to understand that's when you need to be creative. If your audience is going to get bored if you are always posting about educational roofing. Dude, like, yes, they love it, but you need to be creative. Okay, what else do people like? Dude, what does Markin does every day? Dude, he goes to the gym. Damn, I need to go to the gym. Hey, what does Francisco does? Damn, he's always out. He's in the pool. He's in the paddleboard. Damn, that's the life that I want to live. So that's everything that complements so it doesn't get bored. Okay, I'm going to post once in a while. I'm going to post a meme. Okay, that's awesome. So that's the part when you need to be creative. So every time, if you see or probably if you follow us, you follow Roofers Going Digital or some of my clients, every time it's a different post. Every time it's a different type of content. So your audience is surprised. You need to surprise your audience. That doesn't mean that you need to change the hour of you change. It's like you change your campaign. So what we do is every 3 months, we change the campaign. Okay, this one is working, we keep it. But this one that, they don't like it that much, we change it. But your personal activities, when you share your personal life, that's what people love the most, because people want to know what you are doing. They don't care anything else. They care about who is Francisco. Why is he posting all that, dude? I like what he does. So that's why personal and your journey. That's why they have so much traction, because people loves people. They do
Yes.
business with people, and I don't want to say that because everybody say like people buy from people. Yes, everybody knows that, but that's why personal posts they have so much traction.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I mean, controversy too. When you have, um, something controversial that's out there. Let's take, for instance, the submarine that went down to the Titanic.
Mhm,
God rest their souls. Every single one that was on that submarine. There's a lot of memes that are out there, and you can talk lightly about it because we didn't purchase those tickets, right? But the
mhm,
reality of it is there are people that lost their life on the bottom of the ocean, um, because they made a decision that wasn't necessarily the smartest one, right?
mhm, mhm,
They went down there to see something that is a controversial topic right now. It is very, very touchy, one way or the other. So post it. So if you are out there and you're engaging on it, share it if you don't have a organic way to talk about that.
mhm.
If you can't say that in your own words or something along those lines, then share that content so that
Yes.
other people can click on that and engage with it in the way in which that you are as well, because there's two different kinds of people that are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all these platforms. You have uh, engagers,
Mhm,
that is consuming, right? That's
mhm,
consumer. And you have creators.
mhm,
Okay. And they both operate and consume in two different ways, right?
mhm,
So make sure that you're posting it out there, because you never know when someone that's doing just content and barely ever consumes will jump on there and be like, oh, dude, this is motivation. Like, this is
mhm,
motivational, right?
mhm,
I mean, I have seen some posts from some other creators that made me think, whoa, dude, I definitely need to be creative today in a different way. I need to be on my toes, right? Why? Because Facebook is a community. It is literally a pool. How I see it and how other people see Facebook are completely different.
mhm.
When I see Facebook, I see the matrix. I see digits up and down, and I see a flow. I see digital information like a river flowing through, and people are in boats and houseboats, and they're in yachts. And I'll say it again, they're in yachts. That means they're in pools inside of this river that's moving along, and they're moving together. People, if you are listening, pay attention. People move together on Facebook like blood runs through veins.
Yes.
So pay attention to posts, because when people are there, you need to jump in and you need to provide either your input or your engagement.
Mhm,
And if you're not, you're losing.
mhm.
You have to, as a, I'll say it again, you have to pay attention to these things, because if not, you're going to lose in the digital space, because it's not just about what you post, it's about how you interact with the people in which that are interacting with you, and that in the way in which that you interact with their content. And
Yes.
that's how the algorithm picks who gets to be at the top. So when I open my Facebook, and let's just do that right now. I'm going to open up my Facebook, and the first thing that I see is this. That's our
Mhm,
stream, okay?
mhm,
But the next thing that I see is National Claims Advisors. That's at
mhm,
the top. And there's that have posted 11 comments, 37 comments. These are trending things that people are talking about right now. And it's a photo of Cam and Jules. People are talking about.
mhm, mhm, mhm,
It's not. So what does that mean? That means if you're on Facebook right now, You got to go in there and on those two posts, on this one here, and on the NCA, go and comment. Go and get in those pools. Those are yachts that are floating down the Facebook, the Instagram, because Instagram and Facebook are Meta. And this is live on all platforms. It is a yacht that's traveling down the quote unquote river that you got to jump on for a little bit and get in that yacht, and then jump on to the other yacht when it's time to go in and to the next content pool, right? So tell me how you view Facebook and like, because you're like huge on LinkedIn, right? Tell me how you view Facebook compared to LinkedIn. Is there a huge difference?
Yes, man. Yes. And one of the main ones is that, for example, if I create a written post, I don't put a picture, I just put a written post, it's going to have thousands, 1,000 views, 3,000 views, 500 views. It's going to have a lot of views. And with Facebook, you need to be a little bit more creative, posting pictures and posts. Like it's like Instagram. You need to be really creative with your image. You cannot only post a written post. So once you understand the platform, you understand what people likes, and it's the same. We go back to the people with the people likes and what they want to see. So yeah, it's a huge difference, man, because of the topics. That's why my content sometimes is so professional that it gets bored, because we are created it specifically for LinkedIn, and then we propose it everywhere. Now, Marquis, so one thing that I want to say, one thing that I want to say that we have talked about the whole day. We have talked a lot of different tactics and strategies, things that work for you, things that work for me. That doesn't mean that the things that work for me, and I talk a lot about going viral, that doesn't mean that my way is the right way. If like,
Right.
probably we should do another podcast later, and we should bring TJ, and we should bring like a brainstorm, because what the strategies and tactics what he does, they are completely different. For you, it's exactly the same. The algorithm that you know is different than the one that I know, and the secrets that I know.
Absolutely.
But there is no right way, guys. Like all the content creators, I love it. I love TJ's. What I don't want that confuse everyone mindset that, oh, this is the way and this is the way we need to do it. That's why when we go to the meetings with the associations, I ask everybody, like, guys, bring your ideas, because every mind knows different things, and that's when if we have 10 different minds in the same room, that's when we get more creative and more creative. So guys, don't think that this is the way. If we bring Dimitri, his content is completely different. So this is a world that everyone has a different way to see it. And when we go to the platform, is the same. When we go to the target audience, it gets more like you start adding and adding more and more things. And one thing about each platform algorithms, if you Google it, guys, the platform is not gonna tell you the algorithm. It's not like you are gonna find the algorithm book. It's not like that.
Right.
The platform. Yeah. Or do you have it, man?
That's what I was looking for.
No, hey, the way they are gonna show it to you is they are gonna show it to you with those instructions and things you need to do, but you need to you need to understand how to change that to the algorithm, because they are not going to tell you, but they are going to tell you what to do. And then you understand, like, okay, they are telling me to post in the morning because of this, or they are telling me to do this because of this, but it's hidden there. So you need to be really smart and go a little bit deeper, because they are not going to tell you those secrets. The platforms never. Only the time and the expertise is what going to give you everything that we are talking.
Yeah. So whenever I was saying earlier, before we went live, I posted a reel.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I did that was because there's an algorithmic benefit when you do that. And who I learned that from was TJ. right?
Mhm.
So TJ, if you followed him
Mhm.
for any period of time, and I would be really interested in getting kind of a group Facebook or a group live going on with that. Um, I really would like a panel. That honestly, I think that that should happen. It needs to be like a panel live streamed from one spot, and we will get on that immediately. Okay, so if you're watching, we're going to get on that immediately. We're going to organize that, and I know TJ would be really happy to join on something like that. Um, TJ, if you watch TJ's journey, like TJ's been very creative from the jump. Like all his videos have been all different kinds of trends and uh like if you watch, you can see the journey of him getting Oakley, right? Like you have to go way back. And I was following, like I was on live streams whenever he was sitting there
Mhm.
talking about getting
Mhm.
Oakley and having, when he got the full custody, it was amazing because you were able to see that journey. And we were talking about that earlier. The journey is everything, and documenting that journey is so important because that's a part, I believe that's a part of why TJ has been so viral, because he's been authentic with his journey the entire walk. Like he's not he doesn't say, "Hey, all I've done is roofing videos for this entire time, and that's what gives me the authority to talk about social media." No, he knows social media, and he just so happens to be a roofer, right?
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
like, you put those two together, it's over, son. Talk all the shit that you want. It doesn't matter because he's still winning.
Mhm.
He's at the top. When you
Mhm.
go and you look for the top influencer in the roofing industry, he's it.
Mhm.
You're not getting anyone else.
Mhm.
That's
Mhm.
him. And he
Exactly.
took that spot because he studied. He was a student of the craft first and foremost.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's what this entire episode has been
Mhm.
about studying that craft um and implementing it.
Mhm.
And like ultimately, if you follow these recipes for success, depending upon your creativity path, right? And a blind squirrel gets a nut, so I'll strike the depends upon creativity because blind squirrel gets a nut. Um, if you're consistent, you put all these the heart, your journey, you put these building blocks into place, you're gonna start to find some organic growth,
Mhm.
and organic growth is measurable on many different avenues. We haven't even talked about the metapixel. We haven't talked about a lot of different stuff on Facebook. There's a lot of stuff that we haven't talked about. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok. We just have not dove into absolutely everything. We've gone more about the content creation and how to be better at that, right?
Mhm.
Um, this is something that if you don't pay attention to, you're going to fall behind.
Mhm.
You're going to be trying to figure this out in 6 to 12 months. You're going to be like, how in the heck did all these companies catapult themselves? And why is it taking me 3 months to gain any kind of traction? And it's because you're not being a student of the craft. You
Mhm.
have to study.
Yes.
Um, So, is there one or two good takeaways that you would say if somebody's been watching this stream? Because I know it's been kind of a long one. What 1 to 2 good takeaways would you say that a contractor or a content creator should walk away with?
Okay. The first one, know your target audience. And I know we already said it, but I wanna finish with that. Know your target audience. Once you know who is your target audience, it's gonna be easier so you can penetrate the market. You know where they are because you are not gonna be able to be everywhere in the beginning. So once you know where is your target audience, where they are. Are they on TikTok? Are they on LinkedIn? Are they on Facebook? Are they on Instagram? Once you know where they are, learn the craft that we just said. Invest 1 or 2 hours learning the craft. Like, but you need to do it, guys. It's not gonna be doing that. It's not gonna be able to like to grow on this if you don't do that. And the third one is just start. People is gonna criticize you. People is gonna laugh at you. But once you keep going, they go like, dude, how do you do it? And then but you need to have like a crocodile skin. You need to be super strong and leave your feelings outside, because people, if when they see you that you are doing it, dude, how is that guy creating content and he just moved and I have been living here and I'm not there in that, dude. It's because of that. Know your target audience, where they are, and start people even people talks bad or good about you.
Ooh, that is good. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a live stream here in the Roofing on the Rise studio, sponsored by Roofing Supply Incorporated here in the Houston marketplace, where you can get your shingles from me, 210-919-8987. We are also sponsored by West Group Public Adjusters. They go everywhere. You need an awesome public adjuster or appraiser, West Group is the way to go. And last but not least, Rep Card. If you do not have a digital business card, you have got to click on Rep Card, because Rep Card, that's the way to go, man. You get to tag your or attach your videos. You could do reviews. And you can do business with me. You can join Harka. You can join ARCAT on my digital business card. So click Rep Card, join Harka, join ARCAT, and launch your digital sphere in a way in which that is different than anybody else.